It's Monday, the 29th of June. I'm Jenny, and don't go anywhere because here's what's coming up today on BBC Newsround. What a rare bone can tell us about a giant dinosaur. And some very unusual fireworks during the daytime. OK, let's start with the World Cup, where we're saying hello to a new stage of the tournament, but it also means there are some goodbyes too. And Otis is here with the latest. Tell us everything, Otis.
Morning, Jenny. Yes, I thought what better place to tell you all about that than, the biggest World Cup than this little football pitch, rather. Yes, we are through to the next stage, the knockout stage. So 48 teams qualified in the first place. That's more than ever before, but that's been whittled down to 32. So at this point, if you lose a game, you are out. And we saw the first of those games last night as one of the host nations, Canada, took on England. Have got their first game of the knockout stage on Wednesday against Democratic Republic of Congo. So will we see some more goals from star players like Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham?
I think I've built a good relationship with Harry over the last 4 or 5 years, playing so close together, and yeah, it's an honour to play with him. For me, he's the best England player of all time. He's the one who showed up more than anyone, more than any England player. And so it's quite easy to play with him, in all honesty.
Good news is, for those of you that are planning to watch it, that game kicks off at 5 o'clock, so it's a little bit earlier, and it means that you should be able to stay up a bit easier to watch that one. Not so good news for Scotland fans. Now, sadly, for the first time in their history, but failed to do so, and when that news was confirmed, the manager, Steve Clarke, actually resigned. Now, looking ahead to the rest of the tournament, there's still plenty of massive names involved and some superstar strikers as well, and they'll be looking to get their hands on their own trophy, the Golden Boot Award. Now, that award's given to the player who scores the most goals, and currently leading the way is Lionel Messi of Argentina. He scored a whopping, followed by Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. They're both on 4, and not so far behind is Harry Kane of England. He's scored 3. But do you reckon there's still time for me to catch them? Let's have a look. Oh, so how's that, Jenny?
Brilliant, nice one, Otis. Someone get him in a football team right now. I could not do that. Well done. OK, right, next up to this. The first ever dinosaur bone found in Antarctica has finally been identified after being hidden in a drawer for more than 40 years. But which dinosaur does it belong to? The BBC science editor Rebecca Morell has the answer.
It belongs to one of these, a titanosaur, the largest dinosaur ever to roam the Earth. This full-scale cast on loan from the Natural History Museum is on display at Peterborough Cathedral.
This colossal titanosaur is made up of about 300 bones, and this fossil, which is a vertebra, comes from over here in the tail area. Now, the titanosaur that this fossil belonged to was a much smaller creature, about 7 metres long, not 37 metres, which suggests it was a young dinosaur or even a dwarf species.
The fossil dates to the late Cretaceous period, when Antarctica was very different from how it is today. It was covered in lush forest with ample food for the titanosaur to eat. More than 100 species of titanosaur have now been discovered.
We now know that they range in size from quite smallish animals, only about 5 or 6 metres in length, up to these huge giants that reach up to about 35 metres and also weighing up to 60 tonnes or more in weight. So the same as 10 or 12 African elephants. All of them plant eaters, all of them on all fours, all with a huge long neck to help it to reach up in tall trees to feed.
The rediscovered fossil from Antarctica adds another piece to the titanosaur puzzle and the world it lived in 80 million years ago.
Thanks, Rebecca. Now, over on the website, we've been talking reading. We asked if you're taking part in the Summer Reading Challenge to read as many books as you can over the holidays, and loads of you got in touch. Cosmic Dragon Cat says, my friend and I are going to see who can read the most books and get the most stamps. Nice. Eddie Katz told us, I take part most years and probably will do it again. They always have a celebration at the end. Lovely stuff. Isabel has been doing it for 3 years and says, I love reading. I finish it in a week. Nice one. And this newsrounder said, I have never entered before, so I'm really excited to start reading because reading is one of my favourite hobbies. Me too. Well, thank you for sending in those comments. We love to get them. And it is Monday today, so it's time for some happy news to start your week with a smile. Here's De Graft.
Starting with some World Cup news, but with a difference. These red noisemaker devices that are shaped like a maple leaf have become all the rage in Toronto during the tournament. The Canadian clapper, as they're known, have been handed out at the city's fan festival ahead of Canada's group stage matches. The handheld items cannot be bought in a store, making them a must-have for fans of Le Roux. And they make this rather nice clapping sound. Next, one for you kites fans out there. People from 26 countries gathered on the Danish island of Fanø to take part in their annual kite festival. The Fanø International Kite Flyers meeting is held every year in June, and according to the organisers, it's the world's largest kite rally. There are around 5,000 kite flyers filling the sky with an estimated 25,000 kites of all shapes, sizes and colours. The wide flat beaches and consistent coastal winds are perfect to get your kite in the air, and there is plenty of space as the sand stretches approximately 9 miles. And finally, just take a look at this baby giraffe that's been born in Copenhagen Zoo in Denmark. The young calf had a tricky birth but is now up and walking around with its mother, and people can come and visit to see how it's getting on. Zookeepers are monitoring the little one. Well, not that little, just to make sure everything is going well. He's already started interacting with some of his neighbours in their enclosures, so it looks like he's settling right in.
Love a baby giraffe. Okay, finally, when you think fireworks, you think of them lighting up the night, but check out this daytime display called One Page. The artist used more than 600 drones and gunpowder to create this breathtaking show. Well, we're out of time. Thank you for joining me. Remember, there's loads more online. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.